This is one of the nicest e-bikes that I've taken out of the box to date. And I do have a couple of concerns, which we'll go over later in the video. But this is called the DYU C9 Long Range electric bike. It's foldable, which makes it extremely portable. And it's affordable, coming in at just $899. Wow, that was a lot of rhyming all at once. Anyways, we got lots to get to in today's review, from features to specs to road test and pros and cons, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, the DYU comes in two different colors, green and white. Now, I'm going to be showing you the white one today. Now, you can purchase lots of different accessories, including a front basket, a rear basket, or if you want to take your kid along for the ride, they actually have a child seat that you can attach to the rear rack. How cool. Now, if you can't afford the whole $899 up front, you do have a few options. You can pay as low as $58 a month through Klarna, or you can split it into 4 payments using Afterpay. If you do decide to go ahead and get the front and rear basket, I want to give you an idea of what it looks like installed. And starting off up front, you have a smaller basket and it's attached by those 3 screws right there. Then you're going to take your headlight from right above your fender and move it out front. And that just keeps it out of the way from when you're trying to turn your wheel. Now, you could probably get a couple bags from the grocery store in here or a few water bottles, but the rear capacity is where it's at. This rear basket is absolutely huge. It's the largest basket I've ever seen on an e-bike. I mean, it's twice as wide as the bike itself. So you can get several bags of groceries in here, maybe a large beach bag. Shoot, you could probably take your small pet for a ride if you wanted to in the back. Now, speaking of taking someone for a ride, if you do want to take the kids for a ride, I have the child seat that goes on back there. So I'm going to remove this basket, install the child seat so you can have a look at that. All right, parents, this one's for you. So for just $89, you can get this child seat that attaches to the back of the DYU C9. And it's got everything that you and your kids need to ride comfortably and hold on at the same time, including handlebars up front for them to hold on to. There's a nice big seat right here with a backrest with padding on it. There's some guards here to keep their knees from touching the tires, and you've got footrests down here for them to rest their feet on. Another really cool feature is in the back, they give you a set of keys you can unlock this lock box. So you can put a juice box, bottle of water, cell phone keys, and whatever else you need to bring with you out on the ride. So you can stay hydrated and have fun all at the same time for just $89 with this child seat for the DYU C9. Now, the DYU C9 has a frame made of aluminum alloy, so it comes in at just 66 pounds, which is really nice. It's also IP54 water resistant, which means that it's protected from dust and dirt and from water splashes from any direction. I just wouldn't go ride this thing out in the pouring down rain if I were you. Now, the C9 does have a 15.6 amp hour, 48 volt lithium ion removable battery. Yes, it is removable, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And you're gonna get about 51 miles on a charge using pedal assist. Now, DYU does go as far as saying that if you're going to use throttle only, this guy right here, you're going to get between 37 and 39 miles on a charge. Now, if you do run this battery all the way empty, which I don't suggest that you do, it will take about 7 to 8 hours to charge back to full. You have a charging port right here on the side, and don't forget there's an on and off switch on this particular battery. So if you do buy this bike and you're trying to power it on from the cockpit up there and it's not powering on, it's probably because you haven't turned your on and off switch on here on the battery itself. Now, DYU has equipped the C9 with a powerful 750 watt single rear motor. Now, that's about 250 watts more powerful than most other e-bikes in this price range. Now, I've been really impressed so far with the throttle acceleration on this e-bike. It just get up and goes when you hit that throttle, and I can't wait to show you how fast it is when we go out on the ride here in just a few minutes. Now, the tires on the C9 are 20-inch by 3-inch pneumatic tube tires. They have a PSI rating of between 25 and 45 PSI. Currently, I have these guys at around 40 PSI. Another interesting feature is the tread pattern on these tires. I've never seen anything like this before. Looks like a bunch of diamonds on it, and I'm interested to find out how well it performs both on the road and off the road when we head out in just a few minutes for a ride. The C9 also has front and rear disc brakes, which seem to work really well so far. I haven't had any noises or squeaking out of them as of yet. We'll be doing a full speed brake test to see how quick these disc brakes can bring us to a complete stop. Now, I've also got a little surprise for you regarding these disc brakes up in the cockpit when we get up there in just a sec. All right, it's time for that surprise. So I was telling you earlier about the front and rear disc brakes, but if you notice, I didn't say the word mechanical, and that's because these are not mechanical at all. These are full hydraulic brakes. That's right, front and rear hydraulic brakes on an e-bike that cost under $900. That's a huge upgrade that I'm super happy about. All right, up in the cockpit, let's start over here on the left side. You've got an adjustable leather wrap grip with palm rests rests on it. You can use these two Allen keys to rotate it up or down if you'd like. You've got a hydraulic brake handle and your thumb throttle's on the left. The thumb throttle is a plastic thumb throttle, but doesn't seem to be cheap and seems to work pretty well. Here is your control panel to power on the bike. Make sure you have the switch on the battery on, then long press that mode button, and as you can see, now the bike is powered on. We've got our odometer, our speed, and our battery indicator. Now, if you press the plus button, you'll notice pedal assist 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pedal assist 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you go all the way to 0, the motor is going to give you no help at all, and it will be all you pedaling. Now, over on the right side, again, you have your adjustable grip. You have your hydraulic brake handle, and this shifter is a little bit different than I've seen on a lot of e-bikes that I've reviewed lately, and I like it. Now, normally you see that one where you have the thumb lever to go from 7 down to 1, and then there's a button up here that you push to go back up to 7. But in this case, you have that thumb lever, but you also have a lever behind the grip that you're going to use with your finger when you're holding onto the bike to pop yourself back up to gear 7, which is awesome. Now, as far as adjustability in the cockpit, you do have a lever right here, which will allow you to turn your handlebars however you like them. And you're going to have one down here, which allows you to raise the handlebars. So if they're not high enough for you, you can raise them up pretty high, actually, before you run out of room with your cables. And that's a look at your cockpit. Before we go out on the ride, I wanted to show you one more thing, and that's how this folds up so you can fit it inside your vehicle. You may have a small SUV or a car trying to figure out, well, how can this bike fit in the trunk of my car? Well, it might. There are two different ways that this bike folds. One is this latch right here. You can pull on it and fold your handlebars down, like so. The other one is down here in the frame. You release that latch, and that allows you to basically fold the bike in half. So now you can fit it in the trunk of your car or the back of your SUV. When you get to your destination, it's as easy as unfolding, latching, unfolding, latching, and within 2 to 3 seconds, you're ready to ride. How cool is that? Well, now that we know everything there is to know about the DYU C9 Long Range electric bike, what do you say? Let's grab the helmet, head out on a ride, and see if this thing performs as well as it looks. Let's go. All right, so one of the first things I always like to do is get the GPS app started. So let's go ahead and hit start there. We'll get some range estimates and some top speed via GPS here a little bit later on in the video. DYU says we can get to 28 miles an hour, so let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to use the throttle only on this guy, so let's go ahead and try it. Now, I was telling you earlier that I really love the acceleration on here using the throttle. It get up and goes when you hit that throttle. 18 miles an hour already, 20, 21 and a half, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27. Can we get to 28, baby? 27.5. Oh, there it is, 28 miles an hour. All right. So we also have cruise control on here. If you hold that throttle down for about 10 seconds or so and you let off, you can see I'm not holding anything and I'm keeping 28 miles an hour. Now, if you want to disengage the cruise control, all you have to do is hit the brakes. So I'm going to wait a second here, holding 28 miles an hour under cruise control, and we'll tap the brakes, and as you can see, that disengages the cruise control. And I think it still tries to get you up to 28 miles an hour, because you can see I'm not holding on to it. We're at 27.5, 28. So the cruise control still gives you throttle up until that 28 miles an hour, even if you're not holding on to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. So it takes about 7 seconds for the motor to engage once you start pedaling. I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, but it is definitely the longest time between pedaling and motor engaging that I've seen on an e-bike yet. Now, one thing I do want to point out is how comfortable this seat is. Oh my goodness, it's probably the most comfortable seat I've ever had on a bike, period, in my whole life. You'll definitely be able to go without taking any butt brakes. Plus, there is some suspension underneath the seat where they put some springs in the seat post. So while we don't have rear suspension, we do have some springs in the seat that allow you to bounce up and down when you go over bumps. So along with that front suspension and the seat suspension, it's a pretty comfortable ride. All right, so now I want to do a high-speed brake test. We're doing 27 miles an hour right now. With these hydraulic brakes, I'm going to slam on the brakes as hard as I can and see what happens. Here we go. Dang! Holy moly. Well, you can see it took about, I don't know, 40 feet or so from back there up to here to slow down from 27 miles an hour, which is not bad at all. You did feel the tires lock up a little bit. Of course, you could hear that screeching, but it did stop me quickly and safely, which I really like. All right, so now I want to see how well the C9 will do off-road. Of course, you can see we got some compacted sand here. There's some looser sand out there as well. So I'm going to use the throttle, and I'm going to go out here and see how well the 750 watt motor can get us through the sand. Let's give it a try. It's not too bad on the compacted stuff, that's for sure. 15 miles an hour. That's doing really good, actually. Whoa, whoa, suspension test. We got ruts. It's actually doing really good. No issues riding in sand on this baby. Tires also seem to have some pretty good grip. They're not sliding out. We even have cruise control going right now. Cruise control, 22 miles an hour in the sand. Heck yeah, baby. Overall, I'm giving the DYU C9 5 stars when it comes to off-road. All right, so I wanted to stop here and do a quick range and top speed test. So far we've gone 10.83 miles and we've got a max speed of 27 miles an hour. So this said 28.1, but we were really going about 27. But almost 11 miles so far. Looking at the battery here, we got one battery bar missing, still a whole bunch left. So let's keep on riding and see what kind of range we can get by the time we get done. All right, so here is the mountain of terror. I'm gonna see if the C9 can get up that big old mountain. I've done it with one other e-bike, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try with this guy and see what it can do. I wanna get a running start. I'm gonna use pedaling because last time the throttle did not get me up, so we're gonna try pedaling up and see if that works for this guy right here. I'm just not getting enough speed to get started here. Let's see if we can get up this thing. Come on, baby, come on. Let's use some throttle. Use the throttle. Can we get up? Ooh, ooh, oh, it's still trying. It's still trying. Oh, come on, no, it's not gonna get up all the way without a little bit of help from me. But still did pretty good, about 3/4 of the way up. And now from up here, we can see everything. Being that we're in super flat South Florida, not too bad. Of course, I'm going way steeper than what the manufacturer says that this can go. So I'm not dogging or down in this bike at all for not making it all the way. I was just wondering if it would. All right, now let's put these hydraulic brakes to the test here going down this hill. Hear a little bit of squeaking, but they're doing their job. Able to stay controlled going down this hill. We'll go in this rut right here. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. All right, and we did it. So as far as off-road is concerned, the C9 does a really good job. Riding through these ruts, got the suspension and the seat suspension helping me out. And here we are back on the pavement. Not bad at all. All right, so I found this berm here. It's got a lot of fire ant hills on it, but I wanted to ride down it and see how well this did in the grass up on the berm. It's not doing too bad at all, hitting 12 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and go down. We'll get down here and let's try to ride back up it. Whoa, no problem. All right, let's do that again. Back down. And I think we're under cruise control right now, so we'll let go of the throttle and we'll just go right back up the hill to the top of the berm. No issues. Woo, it's bumpy. This isn't the smoothest of grass, but overall, I'm gonna give this another 5 stars for going through the grass and riding up this berm without any issues. So that 750 watt motor is super powerful and is able to keep us going, at least at a respectable speed. So the C9 has 5 different speed modes. Speed mode 1 looks like it's gonna get us to about 10 miles an hour. If we go to speed mode 2, that's gonna get us up to around 13 miles an hour. Speed mode 3, now we're getting to 15 miles an hour. Speed mode 4 gets us all the way up to 20, 21, looks like 21 and a half. And then of course, speed mode 5 gets us that full 28 miles an hour, baby, woohoo! All right, so it looks like we're getting pretty low on battery here. We got 2 battery bars left when we're under power. When we let go of the throttle, we're only at 3 battery bars. So far it looks like we've lost 3 battery bars. We're about halfway down on our battery. So let's go ahead and head back to the car. We'll check our final range results and I'll give you my pros and cons. Let's go. Well, that was a lot of fun today. It's getting to be towards the end of the day here. So let's go ahead and get our final range estimate. 17.34 miles is what it says we went today. Looking at the battery on the bike, we're at about 3 bars, which is about half of a battery. So if you take 17.34 and times it by 2, we're at almost 35 miles. And that's exactly what DYU said we would get using throttle only. So I love the honesty. I like that they gave us real numbers, not some big number that we cut in half, and that's actually what we get in the real world. We actually got 35 miles on this baby, so you can take it on your long range rides without any range anxiety. And that's gonna be pro number 1. Pro number 2 is gonna be the seat. Most comfortable seat I've ever ridden on. Not only is it soft to the touch, it's squishy, and it has spring suspension in the seat post, so it acts like a shock absorber in the rear since we don't have rear suspension. So basically, you got full suspension on this baby. Also, the fact that you get full hydraulic brakes for under $900 on an e-bike is incredible. And they work well. You saw during our high-speed test, we went from 27 down to 0 in a matter of 40 feet. So I really like that we get hydraulic brakes on an e-bike that cost under $900. I'm also a fan of the adjustability. So if you ever have to adjust something when you're out on a ride, you need an Allen key in order to do that. But not with the C9. Everything is latches. So if you need to rotate your handlebars, you can do that with a latch. If you need to raise your handlebars up or down, you can do that with a latch. If you need to raise your seat up or down, you can do that with a latch. And you have a lot of seat room here. So tall people, you can ride this thing too. You don't have to worry about it. But everything is a latch. Now, the other latches that we have on here is the folding mechanisms. So you can put this in the trunk of your car. You can easily fold your handlebars down. In the middle, you can fold the frame in half and basically fold the bike in half and make it about half the size as it was so it can fit inside your trunk. Now, if you have that big basket that I showed you on here earlier, that may not allow you to fold the bike in half and may be a little bit more difficult to get the trunk of your car. So if you're gonna take your bike somewhere to go ride, definitely take that basket off before you go. But the portability and the adjustability on this bike is incredible. I also like the price, under $900 to get all this. I mean, you're getting 28 miles an hour, 750 watt speed, 7-gear Shimano shifter. You're getting thumb throttle. You get hydraulic brakes. You get a super comfortable seat, a removable battery, a rack on the back that you're able to put baskets or child seats. The amount of accessories that are available for this bike, all of it for under $900. 2 thumbs up. Now, there is a couple things I want to mention that I wish they would fix or do better on. Number 1 is going to be the fact that it takes 7 seconds for the motor to engage after you start pedaling. Most e-bikes take 1 to 2 seconds. This one took 7. Now, I'm not sure if that's on purpose or not, but I would suggest speeding that up a little bit because I don't want to wait 7 seconds for the motor to engage when I switch from throttle over to pedaling. Also, that motor can be a little bit loud when it's under load during acceleration, but it quiets down once you get to the top speed and you start cruising, but it's just a little loud when you're accelerating. Other than that, I don't really have anything bad to say about this bike. All of this that you get for $900 is incredible. I just absolutely love it. I'm gonna keep this in my collection. Actually, my wife has already commandeered it. It's her bike now, and she rides it with me when we go ride fast scooters because she doesn't ride scooters. So now she can keep up with me for the most part. Well, if you have any questions or comments about the DYU C9, go ahead and leave them down below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and the bell so next time I put out a video, you will be notified. And don't forget to check out the website, hobartsreviews.com. I got a whole bunch of e-bike and electric scooter reviews up there, so if you're looking to get something and you want a little insight on if it's good or not, go check out the website. Well, that's all the time that I've got for you today. So for the DYU C9 and hobartsreviews.com, my name is Hobart. Thanks so much for riding with me today. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.